Last year, Ram Lubrenicki, leader of American Bikers United Against Jihad, and supported by Joseph Glasgow of Everything Patriot, came to Islamberg on Sunday, May 15th, 2016. And that rally was shamefully unsuccessful, with a total of 5 bikers showing up in comparison to the nearly 400 Islamberg community members and their allies from all over the U.S. who stood in unity against a display of hatred and bigotry.
Upstate New York, anti-Muslim groups staged a rally outside a small religious community called Islamberg. State police formed a protective cordon outside the settlement's gates to prevent a confrontation. Now, Islamberg has existed since the 1980s without any history of violence or criminal activity. But the community has become a fixation for hate groups and the right-wing media who say, without evidence, that it is being used as a terrorist training camp. North Country Public Radio's Brian Mann reports.
These right-wing so-called patriots are fueled by fake news like Ryan Morrow from the Clarion Project. The Clarion Project, founded by Rabbi Raphael Shore in 2006 and its spokesperson Ryan Morrow, were granted $17.7 million in 2008. The Clarion Project is also on the Southern Poverty Law Center's hate watch list. The Clarion Project falsely implies that there is an association between TMOA and Ramadan Abdullah, a known criminal recently arrested in the upstate New York area on felony weapons charges. Joseph Glasgow promoted Ryan Morrow's erroneous claims concerning Abdullah and Islamberg, along with its sister sites being terrorist training camps. Heidi Birich of the Southern Poverty Law Center states, "The public really should know who these extremists are and the damaging impact that they have with a platform to spread hate and bigotry. These anti-American extremists are domestic terrorists due to their rhetoric of extreme provocation of hatred and bigotry towards Islam and American Muslims. These American Taliban are fueled by false claims and baseless accusations to instill fear and hatred in the masses. Anti-Muslim extremism is a multi-million-dollar business that funds the voice of intolerance and hate."
People who don't know, Ramadan Abdullah is a Muslims of American elder, and he actually helped purchase the land that Islamberg is on. This cache of weapons that had assault rifles. What they said was that this stuff was destined for Islamberg for this very ride.
We've been very actively involved in an investigation with the Johnson City Police Department, the Broome County District Attorney's Office. We have no evidence to say that any of those weapons were destined for Islamberg.
But I do have a problem with the potentiality of ISIS training going on here.
They have accused Islamberg residents of planning, training, and engaging in criminal activities, when in actuality, the residents of Islamberg for the last 30 years have never been found to engage in any criminal activity. Islam is a religion that has been hijacked by these true terrorists who name themselves IS and ISIS, whom do not even pray 5 times a day and do not follow the basic tenets of our religion. Ramadan Abdullah may be an African American and may profess to be Muslim, but is not a resident of Islamberg and has not been a member of the Muslims of the Americas.
The local communities actually appreciate us very much. We contribute a lot, and we have good relationships with our neighbors. We also have good relationships with the local law enforcement agencies. Every year, we hold a summer camp, both for young men, young boys, and young ladies, and young girls. And so there's a lot of activities that they participate in. And we also invite people from the local towns and law enforcement to participate and to view and give advice to these young ladies and young men that participate in our summer programs. And this happens right on Holy Islamberg and on the neighboring properties. But anyone who has ever visited our property, participate in some of the functions that we participate in together, they have nothing but good things to say about us because they have witnessed the things that we do. We're a peaceful, loving community. If we did not take those steps to remove ourselves from the crime-ridden cities, our children wouldn't be with us. But we thank God, we thank the Almighty Creator Allah that they are with us today. And that is proof that what we're doing works, and what we're doing is something that is showing a lot of good results. So unfortunately, those people whose business is to spread Islamophobia, they get a hold of those people who are ignorant of the facts and have never been to Islamberg, and they feed them with lies and rhetoric, and it has never, ever been proven to be true. So once again, here before you today, just to shed the light on the truth and remove the falsehood and the doubt about Holy Islamberg.
The Muslims of America will continue to expose and refute the hate, lies, and extreme ideology that threatens the lives of law-abiding Muslim American citizens. As the world watched on June 15, 2017 in Chattanooga, Tennessee, the terrorist Robert Doggart, who stockpiled weapons, was brought to justice for his planned attack on Islamberg to burn down the masjid, school, and cafeteria. Doggart's plans were to murder everyone, including men, women, and children. Doggart said, "If it comes down to it, we will use a machete." And in another wiretap, Doggart referred to the children of Islamberg as collateral damage and described himself as being a standoff gunner in the event his reconnaissance team encountered any resistance from community members.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon, Judge Collier sentenced Robert Doggart on the 2 counts of solicitation. He sentenced him to just over 19 years in additional terms. This is the close of a somber period for the people of Islamberg. For 2 years, they have been forced to face the threat and the reality of the hatred exhibited by Doggart and those like-minded individuals. There are people in this country who target, hate, and threaten American Muslims. This punishment given out today is a warning for those who think the way this man thinks, and is a reassurance for people who practice their faith and want to do so in the safety and security allotted by the laws of this land. As the judge said, this was a crime not just against the community of Islamberg, but it was a crime by Robert Doggart against the United States of America.
It's a clear parallel between all of these American Taliban. Robert Doggart said, "I only wanted to bring attention to Islamberg," and referred to Islamberg as a Muslim training camp, all the while soliciting militia from all over the United States to join him in his terrorist mission. Likewise, Joseph Glasgow claims he too only wants to bring attention, calling Islamberg a training camp, and solicited militia and rode to Islamberg on July 15, 2017. These anti-American domestic terrorists are spreading the disease of intolerance, bigotry, and hate, putting American citizens in the path of danger. At Robert Doggart's sentence hearing, the Honorable Judge Collier read to the courtroom one victim impact letter written by TMOA trustee Khadija Smith.
As you can see, he turned out to be the real terrorist and has been found guilty of plotting to bring harm to fellow Americans. Robert Doggart never considered the residents of Islamberg, whom he knew nothing about.
Smith continued, "We are a village of doctors, lawyers, engineers, nurses, teachers, social workers, elders, fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, and children. El Sheikh Syed Mubarik Ali Shah Gillani has always and will continue to encourage the Muslims of America to uphold the law of the land, continuing in all humanitarian efforts and good works.
Not many know we were there at 9/11, helping Red Cross. We were there for Katrina. We were there in 2006 for the flood that was here. Whenever there's an issue, whenever there's a problem, whenever there's help that is needed, we're there. And we take our Muslim scouts and we go there and help in whatever capacity we can.
All while exercising their rights afforded to them through their nationality and constitutional right.